So what I want to do is give a bit of a review, a 100-hour review on my beta cross trainer, even though I'm sitting at 105.3 hours. Let's give it a look. Oh, guess it would be good not to park right next to cactus. Yeah, I got off right into that prickly pear. Okay, well, here she is. It's my 2023 beta cross trainer. As I get these cactus spikes out of my legs. Well, that sucks. What a way to start the day. Started in cactus. Anyway, the perspective of the kind of rider I am when I got this bike. Okay, I'd been riding for over 20 years on the road, sport bikes, sport touring bikes, standards, even had a Ural with a sidecar, and I had a KLR 650. I was trying to do some adventure riding, and I really sucked in the dirt whenever we'd find it. And somebody suggested get a smaller bike and learn how to ride in the dirt before doing the adventure thing. So I ended up trading my KLR 650 for a KLX 300. And I got a membership out to this property, Czar's Ranch in Texas, outside of San Antonio. And I started riding a KLX 300 out here. And then I realized something. I like riding in the dirt more than any other kind of riding. So had the KLX 300 for over a year and decided to get my first real dirt bike. And the first real dirt bike I got was a CRF 250 RX. Which is probably not the best bike for somebody that wasn't totally experienced riding off-road. It was a cross-country race bike. But I had that thing for almost a couple years when a friend had a beta cross trainer and a beta 300 race edition and a beta 200 race edition. And the first time I got on that cross trainer, it was the first time I rode a two-stroke, and it was so much easier than the Honda CRF 250 RX that yeah, I traded my CRF 250 RX for this beta cross trainer in September of 2023. And it's taken my riding off-road to a whole nother level. I started doing things on this bike that I never would have had the confidence to do on any other bike. And I guess that's just it. It's such a confidence booster that it made me a better rider all around. And I also have a CRF 450L that I can come out here and ride on just about any trail too, because of having this bike and learning how to ride this bike. Cross trainer, it's kind of in the name, trainer. It's such an easy bike to ride, yet at the same time it's still capable. It's still a capable bike, but being like 7/8 size and the original power delivery it had with the original stock pipe and everything like that, you could get yourself in trouble with it, but it was very forgiving. Still is. Just the size of it, it's a little bit shorter than most of your other dirt bikes. All around, all the dimensions I think are slightly smaller. They say about 7/8 size, and the weight is less. Part of that smaller size, that's part of the confidence I get. Modifications that I've done, I've got the pipe, the FMF fatty pipe on it to unleash some of the power to make it more like the 300RR. And Instead of a 300RR air box or air filter cage, I still have the XTrainer air filter cage, but I put a bunch of holes in it so that it opens up, it breathes better, so it's got more of the top end like the 300RR would. I'm a heavier guy. I had to get springs also, and now I'm not done valving, but I've done the springs in the forks and in the shock, and made it to where it's not so soft. Other friends of mine who have rode my bike back to back with the regular XTrainers, like, the suspension is vastly better just with the springs. You see the number plates on there. I have actually got the confidence to actually start doing hair scrambles on this bike, and I've done 2 of them, and I've been mid-pack in the D class, but you know, I haven't been riding off-road for just a few years, and you know, just started this off-road racing thing, and it's just for fun. I'm not trying to be competitive. I'm just using it more than anything else as a place, an opportunity to go ride in other places. Obviously I'm still going to do the best I can, but my end goal with it is just to enjoy myself. Troubles with the bike, I haven't really had troubles with the bike. When I first got it, there was it was hard to go between second and third gear, shifting up to third gear. Oftentimes when I'd try to go from second to third, it would stay hung up in second, try again, and after a few tries it would go up to third, and then after it was in third it had no problem going up beyond that, and then it never had problems shifting down. It was only ever shifting up from second to third, and I just attributed that to being character of an Italian bike. But other people were like, that rode it, were like, no, it shouldn't be like that. Took it in, beta was really cool. They fixed something in there, and now it shifts just as well as my Honda or the Kawasaki that I had. It's good. I don't have any problems. Otherwise I don't really have any problems. The battery on this bike is pretty small, and if I don't put it on the trickle charger, it tends to maybe not want to start after a week. But okay, I just make sure I keep it on maybe the day before I'm going to use it, I'll put it on the battery tender for a little bit to charge the battery back up, and then it's good to go. Starts easy, rides easy. Overall, fantastic bike. I think like a beginner, a total dirt beginner, could probably get on a XTrainer and not get themselves in too much trouble. But it's a bike that they're not going to outgrow super fast like they might with, I don't know, like CRF 250F or something like that. Far easier to ride than one of the 300 dual sports like a KLX 300 or CRF 300L or an XT 250 or something like that. Just far better off-road. Clearly it's what it's made for. So let's go for a bit of a ride. Dang cactus. Of course, I was one stupid enough to park next to it. I have to go back and change my pants, or